Mom sent me a message. We changed all the locks on the front door and the gate code. We don't trust you anymore. I answered. Got it. Smart move, but you forgot one thing. Then I stopped paying the $4,800 mortgage I had been covering even after they said my sister deserved the house. 2 days later, their lawyer emailed me. We have a problem. Call us right away. I didn't call back. It was already done. That message from Mom, that cold sentence, hit me hard. It came at 8:14 a.m., like she had practiced saying it all night. I wasn't surprised deep down. I always knew this day might come, but it sounded so official, like they were firing me from the family. I stared at the screen, then typed back calmly, understood, very smart, but you missed something. Without waiting, I opened my bank app and canceled the $4,800 mortgage payment I'd been making every month on the house they gave my sister. The house they said she deserved because she gave them grandchildren, while I only brought disappointment. 2 days later, I got an email from a law office with a subject in all caps. We have a problem. Call immediately. I never called. But let me start from the beginning. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It started with love, or at least the appearance of it. It started with a kid who kept saying yes, hoping one day it would matter, hoping they would say thank you, hoping he would matter. That kid was me. 4 years. I paid the bills. I fixed their problems. I carried the weight. They called it help until I stopped. When they changed the locks that morning, I had already changed something more important, myself. Honestly, I didn't think I was helping. I thought I was saving the family, the house, the peace. If you asked me then, I would say, I'm just supporting. I can afford it. But it wasn't just a little help. I'd been paying their mortgage for nearly 4 years, $1,800 a month like clockwork, automatically withdrawn from my account like some kind of family tax. And on top of that, utilities, property insurance, internet bills, emergency roof repair when a storm tore off shingles. All in my name, with my credit, using my money. And they never said thank you. My sister Lindsay always had a new problem. Her credit card maxed out, I paid it down. Her car needed brakes, I covered it. Daycare too expensive, I sent cash, just until she figured it out. 3 years later, she was still figuring it out. And I never said no, not once. Because I believed that's what family does. Until I realized that was exactly what they expected. The first crack came on a Sunday afternoon. I was scrolling Facebook, waiting for groceries, when I saw a picture. Lindsay, my parents, the kids all standing in front of the house I was paying for. Holding a sign, Home Sweet Home, a gift from Lindsay. Mom wrote, so proud of our daughter for building a future we can all share. This home is in the right hands. I had to read it twice. Lindsay's house, the right hands. No mention of me, no tag, no thanks. Just smiles on a porch I paid for. Comments flooded in. Wow, she's so strong. You're lucky to have her. She's a rock for your family. Even my aunt said, Lindsay deserves every inch of that house. I wanted to throw my phone, but I didn't. I just stared, like a bruise I wasn't ready to touch. Days later, I called the bank to check the mortgage. It was still under my name. But then the banker said, there was a request last week to make Lindsay the primary contact. My heart sank. They haven't finished verifying, but the paperwork is in progress. I ended the call and checked my bank account. That's when I saw it. $2,400 missing. Transferred to a card I never approved. Lindsay's emergency visa, the one I bailed out 2 years ago. I texted her, did you use my card again? She replied, don't make it a thing, Alex, we needed groceries and shoes, thought we were still sharing. I said, no, we weren't. She didn't answer. Mom stepped in, honey, Lindsay is going through a lot, she said she'd pay you back, let's not start a war over a few dollars. A few dollars. $2,400 is a few dollars to them, but if I miss a payment it's a crisis. Then came the group chat. They renamed it Family Circle even though I never changed the name. Someone posted a meme, a man handing over his wallet, captioned Big Brother energy, pay now, ask never. My cousin tagged me. Another joked, hey, can you cover my student loans too? Even Dad joined, Only if you name your kid after him. Gotta keep the donor happy. I stared at the screen. No one defended me, not even a joke. I left the chat. They added me back. I left again. Then blocked them all. But the worst was that Friday. I was mowing the backyard, the same yard I'd kept up for 3 summers. Because Dad said, no need to hire anyone when you're around. The mower stalled. I took a water break. The kitchen window was open. I heard them, Mom and Lindsay. Their voices sharp, like this wasn't the first time. Lindsay laughed. Did you see his face when I told Aunt Karen the house was mine? He didn't even blink, like a puppy happy to sniff the plate. Mom giggled. It's almost done. Once the papers go through, he won't say a word. He wanted to keep it in his name. That's his problem. Lindsay said, it's better this way. He's always been distant, like a guest with a wallet. Then Mom said the words that broke me. He's not family anymore. He's just a sponsor. I didn't move. I stood there, water running down my fingers like blood. I felt it, the end of the hope I'd held on to. Not family. Just a sponsor. They didn't know I was listening. They didn't see me walk away. That moment, their words broke something inside me that had been cracking for years, but it wasn't anger or sadness that took over. It was something new, determination. They didn't expect me to show up. The invitation arrived in a stiff white envelope, edged with gold and embossed letters. Please join us to celebrate Elizabeth Carson's 60th birthday. No signature, just, from your family. 60 guests, big venue, full catering, a slideshow. They called it a legacy event. I didn't RSVP or call, I just marked the date in red and prepared. 3 days before the party, I printed out everything. $211,723, 84 in total contributions, mortgage, utilities, repairs, insurance. Every payment logged with dates, reasons, and bank records. I saved it all on a USB drive, along with the audio from the open window. He's not family anymore, he's just a sponsor. Screenshots of group chats calling me a wallet. Photos of receipts. The email where my sister started paperwork to transfer the house to her name. If the house was hers, so was the debt. That morning, I texted my grandfather. No reply, didn't need one. The venue was just like I imagined. White linen tables, huge balloon arches, a projector cycling baby pictures and vacations, waiters in black ties, cousins in cocktail dresses, and my mother, in an emerald green gown, standing before a sign that read, "A house is not a home without family." I almost laughed out loud. I arrived 10 minutes late, on purpose. Heads turned, some smiled, some stiffened. Lindsay caught my eye, blinked twice, forced a smile, and looked away. I didn't wave or speak, I sat at the back. They wasted no time. Lindsay spoke first about sacrifice, love, true family. She said this year had brought us closer. Behind her, the screen showed the house, captioned, "Built with love, passed down with purpose." No mention of me. Then my mother took the mic. Dabbing tears, looking around like a queen, she said, "I'm proud of Lindsay. She's shown what legacy means, and I'm grateful this home, our home, will stay in the right hands." Applause, smiles. I stood and walked to the microphone. I wasn't going to say anything tonight, I said calmly. But since we're talking legacy, let's do the math. The projector flickered, then played the audio. Mom's voice, "He's not family anymore, he's just a sponsor." Lindsay's voice, like a puppy sniffing the plate. Gasps, some leaned forward, one woman dropped her wine glass. I clicked again. The screen changed to group chat screenshots, "Tag Alex. Only if he renames his kid after the bank." Then the ledger appeared, $1,800 times 48 months, repairs, maintenance, property tax. "If this house belongs to Lindsay," I said, "I'm here to present a bill, not a favor, a debt." I held up a stapled 211-page invoice. Silence. "Are you serious?" Lindsay shouted. "Dead serious," I said. "Unless you want to call it theft." "It was a gift," Mom snapped. "Funny." I stepped closer. "I didn't sign a gift certificate, I signed every check." Dad stood, ready to explode. I looked at him. "Want to talk about the loan you co-signed with my name?" Without telling me? I've got that, too. He sat back down. Then the door opened. Grandpa entered. He didn't say a word at first, just walked up front. All eyes on him. He took the mic, looked around, and said slowly, "You raised a thief," he said to Dad. "And a coward. You tried to bury your son in silence, but mud doesn't hide footprints." He looked at me. "The trust is yours now, the one your father tried to redirect. I changed it last week. Lindsay's name is off completely." Gasps. Mom's face fell. Lindsay's knees shook. She grabbed a chair. "You want legacy?" Grandpa said, staring them down. "Earn it, the hard way." He dropped the mic and left. I placed the invoice on the gift table next to boxed wine and family albums. "You changed the locks," I said loud enough for all to hear. "I changed my future. I'm not your donor, I'm your debt collector." Then I walked out. No cake, no handshakes, no looking back. The party was over. And so was the lie. The next morning, 57 unread messages. "Mom, you humiliated me on my birthday, made a mockery of your own blood." "Dad, I don't care what you think you're owed, you won't get a cent." Lindsay Silent as always posted a black screen on Instagram. "Some wounds come from those who were supposed to heal you." Comments poured in. "You don't deserve this. Stay strong, Mama. Family can destroy you faster than strangers." None knew she called me a wallet behind closed doors. None saw the invoice. But someone else did. 2 days later, I got a call from an unknown number. "Mr. Carson," said a calm voice. "My name is Daniel Moore. I represent your parents. I want to discuss a financial settlement." I said nothing. They don't want a lawsuit. They want this to end quietly. No press, no social media. They're offering a settlement. I leaned back in my chair. "Let me guess," I said, "half of what I'm owed, in exchange for my silence?" The lawyer's voice was neutral. "A reasonable amount, given the informality of the arrangement." I nearly laughed. "Daniel, I have every receipt, every transaction. I have audio of them mocking me. I have their voices admitting what they did on tape." "I'm aware," he said stiffly. "That's why we're calling." "Then here's how this goes," I said. "Full repayment, every cent, or I file a public claim with the audio attached. You've got 72 hours. A pause. "Understood," he said. "I'll be in touch." 72 hours later, the wire hit. $211,723.84 labeled as reimbursement settlement. No admission of guilt, no apology. The payment didn't come from my parents, not even from Lindsay. It came from a private business account tied to someone I didn't recognize, likely a friend of my father's or a panicked third party. That made it even better. I printed the confirmation, filed it, backed it up 6 different ways. No reply, no thank you, no parting words. I wasn't looking for peace. I was collecting payment. A week later, I posted a video. Simple background, calm voice, no anger, just truth. People like to say closure means forgiveness. But for me, closure looked like a wire transfer. $211,723.84. The cost of 4 years of silence, sacrifice, and financing someone else's fantasy. They called me family. Then they called me a sponsor. Now they can call me settled. I blurred the account numbers but left the total visible. "This isn't about hate," I said. "This is about facts, and facts come with receipts." It went viral again, bigger than before. Therapists shared it. Adult children of toxic parents stitched it. One guy met me saying he canceled his mom's car lease after watching it. I didn't respond. That same day, my father left a voicemail. "So that's it? You think money fixes this? You think you won? You're not part of this family anymore." I deleted it, didn't listen to the rest. They changed the locks. I changed the terms. Now I live in a quiet apartment with big windows and no family group chats. No sudden "can you help real quick" messages. No guilt wrapped in concern. People ask if it hurts being done with them. It doesn't. Because I'm not done. I'm free. And freedom cost exactly $211,723.84. "Do you feel lighter now?" they ask. "Was it worth it?" I don't feel lighter. I feel clearer. Because peace isn't always about weightlessness. Sometimes peace is gravity. The feeling of finally standing on your own side. After everything, they disappeared. No calls. No apologies. No we miss you. Just silence. Not the kind that aches, but the kind that proves I was never a son to them. I was a service. And once I stopped functioning, I stopped mattering. 2 months later, I finally learned how to enjoy mornings. Sunlight through clean windows. Coffee brewing without interruption. No pings. No group texts. No passive-aggressive messages from a mother playing victim. My phone is quiet. My hands are steady. And I've stopped hoping someone might ask how I'm doing unless they truly care. People still say, "But they're your family." And I nod. Sure, in the same way a cage is a home if you've never known anything else. But I stepped outside. And the air out here doesn't ask me to prove my worth. I don't tell the full story anymore unless someone earns it. There's no thrill in retelling trauma, just fatigue. So now, when someone asks why I'm not close with my family, I just say, I stopped mistaking access for love. That usually ends the conversation. I used to check old accounts just to see if they tried to reach out. They never did. Not once. No apology. No fake concern. Just silence. Like $211,723. 84 of my life was an accounting error they corrected by erasing me. Fine. Pretending is what they're best at. The worst part? They probably think I'm still stewing. Still hoping for a call. Still waiting. I'm not. I've seen them clearly now. And when the mask drops that far, you don't wait for it to come back on. You walk away. And you don't check the rear view. Forgiveness? No. That word gets tossed around by guilty people who want your warmth without earning it. Forgiveness requires acknowledgement, regret, responsibility. They offered none. So I offer nothing. My therapist once asked, "What would you say to them now, if they were in front of you?" I thought about it. Sat with it. Tried to picture their faces, those familiar masks of denial and manipulation. And I said, nothing. Because saying something would mean they still have access. They don't. There is no key. No emergency contact. No shared bank account. No number saved just in case. I deleted them not out of spite. Out of survival. And survival is quiet like that. It doesn't explode. It erases. It resets. Sometimes I imagine what they tell people. That I cut them off over money. That I was always distant. That I snapped. Let them. They need their story. I have the facts. And facts don't beg. They just wait. And endure. Like I did. Now. Now, I live. Not in revenge. Not in fantasy. Just life. Quiet. Honest. Mine. I work. I rest. I laugh when it's funny. I eat when I'm hungry, not when I'm summoned to be useful. I still remember what my mother once said, "If you ever left, we'd fall apart." She was right. They did. But I didn't. I'm not bitter. I'm not broken. I'm not waiting. I'm just done. Not as a warning. Not for attention. Just as a fact. Like a number that rings once and goes nowhere. No forwarding. No return. Just me. Whole. Free. And finally, unburdened.